Management and communication. So how is your partnership managed? How are your partners managed? Please describe a few of the challenges that your organization has faced during its partnerships, and how did it overcome the challenges?
Like the Family Support Alliance.
Yeah, that's work.
So that partnership, I would say, is how is that managed? So that partnership is really managed by the United Way, primarily because they grantee for some of the grants that we have. So they're kind of who we report to, if that makes sense. So they kind of manage it on their end, like they have a staff member dedicated to it. They schedule meetings, they have partner meetings that we attend. And I think that they kind of make decisions probably on which partners they want to work with when it comes down to the grants that they might be writing, depending on the best fit, what the grant might be asking for. I guess every organization does things very differently, and everyone has kind of different levels of quality. And we Make Way for Books is really dedicated to having really high quality interactions with the people that we serve, where sometimes others aren't. So sometimes we get into that muddy area where one partner might want to do something that isn't really at the quality that we would want to be involved with or have our name associated with, if that makes sense. So that's definitely a challenge where, if you have another organization planning something and doing all the detail and background work for, let's say it's a big like family fun day or some kind of event where we're inviting families, and the quality of the communication isn't that good, or they're not planning on having interactive activities with the kids, like that might not be something we'd want to be involved with because we want it to be really high quality. Another challenge just is around the scarcity of funding and the competition for funding, because the Family Support Alliance, at least back when I was involved, had 25 to 30 organizations involved, and you can't invite all of the organizations to be involved in one grant, because then each organization would be getting, pennies. It wouldn't even be worth it. So competition for funding is always a huge challenge. Communication is always an issue, I think. Email is probably the primary way that everybody communicates. There used to be in-person meetings, but now they're all on Zoom. There are newsletters, one-on-one meetings, of course, to when it's time to talk about nitty-gritties of like actual partnerships on a grant, there's a lot of one-on-one meetings to make sure everyone's on the same page.
A lot of the partnerships are managed at the local clubhouses. So for instance, Alpha Gents, they have it with 4 of our clubhouses, and they try and have like a lead. So our club director at our Steve DeRue clubhouse, she has kind of taken the lead, and then she'll relay the information out to the others. Girls, it's usually club basis. So we allow them just to work one-on-one with the club directors so that it fits in within their schedule when the kids are there in the club, or when we can do Zooms and all of that. Parks and Focus, they involve myself and our VP of program operations as well. And then once we know what's happening and everything seems solidified, then again, they work right with directors or program directors. Challenges. I haven't heard of challenges since I've been here other than the COVID and trying to figure out how are we going to get kids on Zoom after being on Zoom all day long in school. So we did not, for a while, we haven't done that in 2020. We're just barely starting to go, okay, what can we do that's not too overwhelming for the kids, because they're just so over on the computers all day. So other than that, I don't know other challenges. Again, I haven't heard of any. It seems like the few partnerships that I've been involved with that have been ongoing for years prior to me being in the organization, they seem to be pretty smooth. And then communication plan, I don't know that there's like technically a plan that they have, but they do communicate with email. We do newsletters. We do have, yes, any like meetings or Zoom, of course, now, sometimes phone calls. So they do have pretty constant communication.